Let's learn some advanced nouns to extra charge your vocabulary and be a little more exact when you're having a conversation. Hi, I'm Nadim from Mikayils Digest. So let's start. Let's begin with the word riveting. This word refers to something that is extremely interesting and exciting and holds your attention completely. We can usually use it to describe films, books, and even songs. For example, the song was so riveting that I forgot to eat my potato chips, or I forgot to drink my coffee.
Riveting story.
Let's see some of the synonyms for the word riveting: absorbing, enticing, mesmerizing. Let's move on to another noun: candor. Candor. This noun refers to honesty and sincerity. For example, I appreciate my teacher's candor regarding my science paper. I now know the areas in which I can improve.
I appreciate your candor.
Now let's move on to the next noun, knack. This noun refers to a special skill an individual possesses that is difficult to teach, or we can even call it a special talent or an aptitude. For example, knitting isn't difficult once you have the knack of it.
You got a knack for teaching.
Some of the synonyms are aptitude, gift, talent, acquisation. This noun is a statement saying that somebody has done something wrong. If you make an accusation against someone, you express the belief that they have done something wrong. For example, he denied the accusation that he had lied to the police. There was a hint of accusation in his voice when he asked her where she had been.
Accusations? What kind of accusation?
Some synonyms are allegation, charge, claim. Now let us learn about this next noun, longing. Longing is a strong desire for something or someone. For example, you might be longing for your mother's homemade pizza, or you're longing to see someone you love. So, a longing describes an unfulfilled desire, while longing can sometimes feel like a form of grieving. For example, they looked with longing toward liberty. I never told anyone about my secret longings.
Longings.
Now let's see some of the synonyms: yearning, craving, desirous. Now let's move on to next noun, discrepancy. We often talk about a discrepancy between what is expected and what is real. For example, there are certain discrepancies between the two versions of the story.
We noticed some alarming discrepancies.
Some synonyms are difference, disparity, and variance. Let's move on to another noun, frenzy. Frenzy is a state of violent mental agitation that is not under control. For example, the media frenzy over the politician's wedding. In a frenzy of rage, he hit him hard.
The frenzy is over.
Some synonyms are madness, lunacy, insanity. Collapse, to fall down suddenly because of not having strength or support, or it even means the sudden failure of a system, organization, businesses, etc. For example, he collapsed and died of a heart attack.
Gluon collapsed.
There are some phrases with collapse. Collapse of, in the brink of collapse, on the verge of collapse, nervous collapse. Let's see some of its synonyms. Fall in, fall down, faint, allowance. This noun means an amount of money that you receive on regular basis to help you pay for something that you need. Its basic meaning is a sum granted for a reimbursement or bounty or for expenses. For example, each of their children gets a weekly allowance of 50 rupees or $50.
Since he isn't getting allowance.
No allowance.
Let's see some of the synonyms: payment, pocket money, remittance. Analogy. This noun is a comparison to show how two concepts or ideas are similar. For example, time is money, so spend it wisely. It's physically different but analogically correct. So the analogy states that the time and money have a similar quality.
The analogy between space-time.
Let's see some of its synonyms. Similarity, likeness, resemblance. Constraint. It's something that controls what you do by keeping you under particular limits. In simple terms, something that limits you. For example, they refuse to work under constraint any longer.
Freedom from the constraints that abound us.
Let's see the synonyms. Compulsion, force, oblige. That's all we have for you today. I hope these nouns will supercharge your vocabulary and help you in your daily conversation. So keep practicing and hit the subscribe button if you are new to my channel. Bye, take care, and thank you for watching.